It's Bitcoin, and I'm the crypto sniper. Yep, so some time ago on the first cup gold nugget in and around the 10K levels when you broke and we had a revisit after our first pause area back here, we wound up and we set off track. This was at the 10,000 at $93. We said you will have a pause area at the 19,000 level, 1906, 19100s roughly. It coincided with the 19K. It coincided with the 19100 pause area, and it coincided with making an all-time high, which we balked at running the 20K and pulled back for a while before finally finishing the 20K when we set full sail. We then said, we'd said as part of all of this, your other pause area, this tweet was shared early on before making this pause area, and before that it was shared on the Crypto Sniper if you're following, that the next and largest of all pause areas, which is normally our official target where we tend to close. In this instance, we don't. We're expecting overperformance patterns. Your core trade has been Bitcoin. Your best pattern. Trade your best pattern always. BTC, 2.5 year first cup gold nugget macro continuation pattern. You should be mainly in Bitcoin, mainly holding Bitcoin and waiting to run the 25,700s target. Currently trading 25,436. Yes, indeed. So you broke, you had your pullback, you revisited. Then this open territory is where you truly run. And boy, did you run. You ran to your 19K. Let's drop it down to the daily and remind ourselves. You still, after running and testing the pause area, you traded 19.5. You threw it all the way down to 16.2. $3,300 knockback. How big will the knockback be at the next pause area? We're suggesting there will be a pullback and some progress decay and some churn for a while. I will expect it to come, possibly from regulators. Don't forget, they're attacking stable coins. They hate the idea of them losing their mandate to proliferate and have digitized money. And also Ripple had a very interesting period as they get pulled up on being a security. This has created uncertainty in this space. So we said when we leave, we will leave with momentum. And inside our community, we said this is about to be a melt up. We're finally ready. Why? Because you first just test and just run a key level. Then you straddle it and have a pullback as we did. Then you come to it and break from it. So 3 stages to surpassing a key level. Most people didn't even know it was a key level. We warned the support and resistance traders that bought the all-time high would immediately get a flush out. That's exactly what happened. They got a flush out not once, boom, for 3K. They also got a second flush out as you made that new all-time high, 19.9. It was higher than the previous high. Let's get that in screen if we can. Bring him back. Over there was that all-time high on this chart. By the way, these values are slightly different each time. You see the second time around, the all-time high was just run, and then you got another slam down. So those support and resistance traders bought at 19.925. Next time they looked, it was 17.5. Again, pullback. But this was a great moment when we finally overcome this level over here. We said this grinding up behavior is the beginning of a melt up away, and we will cover the next open territory from our pause area to the next pause area with great momentum. So it was, we charged up to roughly the 23,000, and then we're having a little wind up there in the transgender pink. The transgender pink is another little setup, and guess what? It's level confluences with the other levels. So this tells me that means it's a good place to get out. You could face some serious progress decay pullbacks. You'll be able to buy dips. That's right. That's HVF method. That's the absolute genius of it. It gives you real probability based, not guarantees. Could be wrong, etc., etc. By the way, Bitcoin is still a long-term long. It's just going to probably have a pullback and not make much progress for a short period. It was lovely to get this additional squeeze. We were able to get nice and big on leverage as well as our investment long. How many people have been sitting in altcoins and getting dull performances? Imagine the poor Ripple bag holders. Oh my goodness. It's been horrible for them. They have to watch Bitcoin make new all-time highs and they lose the better part of 30% of their money over a week. How's it done? Actually, we should have a look at that. How's it done recently? It has been pretty volatile. Many times we said on the Ripple point, it cannot be trusted. You get a pump and a fizzle. People don't believe us. It upset the Ripple brigade. Look at that. You are 50% down on the last 7 days. You are 50% down on the last 7 days. We've warned people on this channel about it. We're not a hater. We just look at its history. Its history sucks. Its history sucks. That's XRP USD. Look at that fall away. More importantly, what was it doing for your Bitcoin balance? What was it doing for your Bitcoin balance? Well, guess what? Since the last bull market, you're supposed to be in a new bull market. All-time lows for the week ever on Binance that don't have the previous history. There's more history. It was lower at some point to the left. I'm on Binance. It's quite a recent platform. But boy, since that high, a couple of spikes, every spike has fizzled and rolled over. Every spike has fizzled and rolled over. Of course, there's news that's associated with it. That's what technicals are. They're the other side of the same coin. One is news, one is what's showing you the people that are aware of the news are doing. That is it. So it's been a shocker for you to hold. You're back down at, wow, I don't even know. Well, I don't even remember what it is in BTC value. Let's just have a look at it over here. You couldn't get away. You fell below the 30 level and you're back right down at the 30 level after a round trip to almost 80. Listen, it can run again. I just don't trust it because it has a habit of fizzling. It has a habit of fizzling. Price behavior, keep on keeping on. What does certain things is prone to repeat doing those things. Don't go into places where bad things have happened before. So we don't have to keep learning the same lesson all the time. Also, Bitcoin did a round trip on Ethereum as well. So if we're talking the weaknesses of alts, we've got to say one that I respect a bit more than Ripple, but has also had a tough old time of it. So let's go in here and I'll show you what we got for you. We've had this draw for a lengthy period. Let's drop a smaller time frame first. So this head and shoulders has performed to its downside target that we highlighted. We highlighted and we gave this to you for free. And I think I've also done it on a Crypto Sniper YouTube. Double shoulders, head, double shoulders again. You got a wind up inverted HVF that traded down, overperformed, made target. You eventually got a spike pump and it did a little bit of a ripple maneuver there. Couldn't hang on, descending triangle, holding, trying to hold the 30 mark. That's 3% to a Bitcoin. Don't forget it ran up to 4. We'll come back to those numbers again. Neckline was 33 with your left shoulder times 2 and your right shoulder times 2. Even your one right shoulder had a mini head and shoulder in it as well, bringing you down to this level. And then you got your inverted structure in there that gave you the short there that said bias Bitcoin. Bias to Bitcoin. Look at Ethereum losing ground. Right here, right now, coming back down. It's run that 2.5. It's back at the 2.5 level. That's 2.5% of a Bitcoin in relative value. This is a Bitcoin move. Store of value is what the people are looking for. If the institutions are coming, they want store of value. They want the most stable, the most longevity, the biggest brand, and the one that shows the store of value. They don't want to chase down. This is markets where you have hundreds of billions under asset management. Total industries running into trillions. You have derivative markets running into quadrillions. Where does that amount of money go? If they start putting 1%, 5% in, it will chase Bitcoin. This is a Bitcoin phenomenon. It's also your best technical pattern, 2.5 years in the setting, first cup gold nugget, over performance to behold. You will serve yourself best by holding Bitcoin during the store of value period. Yes, the tech comes, the VC comes, the platforms, the apps, the DeFi on top of everything. All of that will come and it will get some benefit, But while we're in store of value, why? Because currencies all over the world are devaluing. Where do you put your money? You've got an overvalued stock market. You've got a bond market that'll probably go to zero when all debt gets forgiven. What do you do? Well, you can chase gold, but then you've got to vault it, hoard it. I still say you should have gold, by the way. Uncle Klaus says, EMS strike, electrics to go down, hacking to go down on banks, who knows, blockchain, everybody going to have their money stolen out of their bank accounts. It saved your passwords in Google. Who knows what the hell's going to happen? They're up to something. It helps to have some physical money as well, have a little bit of cash. There's a bullion vault link below. Thank you to so many of you who have taken up that. I get a small recognition for it. It's super small, but it's nice and it adds up. And it doesn't add to your cost at all of doing it. That link is below. You can manage it online. It is not hypothecated. You can reserve bars with bar numbers, which is pretty damn amazing. And you can ask for them to be delivered. You can take delivery. So if they're hypothecating, they would have a problem. So that's the news on gold and silver. Still have some. It can still play the game. But in crypto land right now, in the store of value game, in depreciating currencies, Bitcoin is it. And that's what you're seeing in Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance indeed. And we've said people are going to be too early to alt moves and expecting them to run too long. And this is kind of what's gone on in the Bitcoin dominance realm. We've been in a reversal since these absolute highs of the the ICO period. Up move, continuation pattern, up move. Sustained drift down with a little bit of a flag and a down leg. That had our short alt season that we called around March, June, July. You had ADA running at a few of them, slight overperformance against Bitcoin, admittedly, for that period. Then that move up, just a short dip back. We had roughly 2 weeks. If you look at it on a chart, 2 weeks of that was a pullback there. Those two candles, let's make those annotations disappear there and there. And now again, you reassert. We can go 80% on dominance. We can go 80% if the concern is store of value. We can go beyond 80% if the concern is store of value. But you can also have periods where the tech and the interest of how the money and the applications and stake in the long, super long run after the store of value meme is played out and Bitcoin is holding, I'd actually expect the likes of Ethereum to potentially overperform. But it's not. It's showing you at the point technically that now is not yet that time. Store of value is it. Store of value is it. So we've shown how ETH has underperformed. We've shown you how Ripple is hopelessly underperformed. And it's the same for most of the alts, except possibly Litecoin. Litecoin was our favorite pattern, actually, when we were looking at it at the last stall period. And it seems to be treated as a little bit of a cheap Bitcoin right now. Difficult to explain away, but great news for Litecoin holders. And we had a great trade on this one for 111 of the alts. So we'll still be watching alts and we'll still be technically trading our best little patterns. That was a perfect pattern. It was better than any of the others. That target was made and you got another little squeeze right there and that target was made. Then you had a pullback period. So is this what's going to happen now for Bitcoin? Is it what's going to happen now for Bitcoin? We think so. We'll be closing our leverage longs on the 25,700 run, expecting, wait for it. And it will be closing while everyone is getting their most excited. That's how our game works, because we called a pause here. And that's when you found yourself staring down the barrel of a 3,300 pullback. And it didn't happen once, it happened twice. You got another better part of 2,500 on the down leg there. And we've got another little wind up, and the next one is not very far away. The next one is not very far away. So if you've just entered leverage long with big size to try and milk out the Bitcoin run, maybe you got some thinking to do. You could be wiped out, could come quickly. I think it'll be voices from the regulatory world that might cause it, or there'll be China to close this down, mining. There'll be a narrative. I'm not interested what the narrative is. I'll find out in time. We can guess, we can spend time, most of which we've heard. It could be a hack over Christmas Day of some unbeknownst exchange. We'll certainly find out. But I am guessing that it's a fairly strong potential possibility. Does that mean it's absolutely happening? No, I don't know the future, and we could be absolutely wrong. And we'll still have our investment long, and much smaller leverage, which will be ready to switch off and close down. In fact, if what we expect happens. So that's kind of it. That's kind of it where we're at. So don't forget, Bullion Vault. Book a call if you want to find out how to have a map that tells you when the market's due to rest and have a strong pullback, especially if you intend to trade leverage on this amazing bull market. There will be overperformance. We have new techniques which are very, very reliable for doing that. There is no better way. There is no other way I could trade. And I say this as myself, and people that are with me that have been trading like this for a long time now admit they couldn't trade. They wouldn't undertake trading without HVF method. That sounds arrogant. I apologize. It's just awesome. There are the other methodologies. I respect people with the other methodologies. I went through many of them. Nothing else delivers the confidence that you can have a plan and adhere to it. Real targets, real stops that allow you to size and control money management. Anyway, trading isn't for everybody. We're investing as well. And by the way, we aren't jumping in and out all day long. This is not a fastidious 9 screens chaos and mayhem. We take our decision, and we expected a brisk move when we left the 19K level here. And boy, did we get one. Short rest here for the final move to the top side. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the last couple of $100. I want to go do it with my community. And friends, hope you enjoyed this. Book a call below. Grab the mini series if you're unfunded and don't have any money. Learn something basic. It's absolutely on us. Book a call if you want to find out more about becoming part of our community and all the other things that we've been doing in a reset space. This is a reset times, guys. They are coming. It's polarization of wealth. We called it in 2017 on our Market Sniper channel. We said the greatest polarizing event is coming. You will end up pleb, or you'll be ended up with affluent, where you can keep the wolf at the door with all that they attend. You've got to decide, and the plebs don't want you to win. They're going to want to pull the crabs back in the barrel. So you've got to play a smart and wise game. You've got to make sure you're well resourced, because you're going to need some money to buy yourself some freedom in these crazy days and times that we're in. All right, with that, have an amazing new year. Thanks for supporting and sharing the channel. You've been an awesome audience. It's a Boxing Day shout out to you all. Thanks so much. Let's see if we're accurate. I would like your comments on this one. Do you think we're going to get a Bitcoin pullback? Are we going to be wrong? Keep it constructive. We could well be wrong. It's a probability-based game, but we're going to be taking our leverage trades off, having done amazingly. Much gratitude to the trading gods, to HVF Method, to my awesome community. You guys have a lovely new year going in. Let's see how it happens. Leave your comments and share, and I'm off. Thank you for watching.